In this tutorial, I'm going to go over one of the most important workflows that you're going to use and employ for the accessories for living project, aka the prosthetic accessory project, and that is how to create a component that conforms to the shape of your model. Now, you can work from a drawing, but in this case, we are working from a workflow. We're working from a poly surface that we've loaded into Rhino. We're going to use that as the basis to pull curves and to create our object. And we're going to the result is going to be a surface or an object that conforms to the shape of our object. Now you can apply the same thing to an arm, to any part of your object. You can use it to make a mask, but in each case you're going to use the poly surface model as the basis to extract curves, which you're then going to clean up to make your components. I'm also going to show you how to take your surfaces and use the Analyze surface zebra tool to do an analysis of your surface to see that you have a clean surface and that you don't have any bumps or kinks in your surface, and we're going to go over that. And so the basic workflow that we're going to follow is that we're going to start with a curve. And that curve is then going to be projected onto the surface of our object. Okay, and so that we're going to have a curve that's projected onto the surface of our object. We're going to clean up that curve and shape it so that it conforms broadly to the shape of our objects. We're going to then create a profile curve that describes the front of our object, and we're going to use those two curves to we're actually going to then come in, we're going to split those, we're going to create a patch surface from those curves that we're going to split and then do a blended surface in between to generate our curve. So we're going to split that and then create a blended surface in between that we're going to use to generate our final surface, because otherwise we're going to have a kink. So there's a lot of good information that we're going to go through. You'll note that one of the little tricks that I did here with this is that I went into my display and I turned off in display the surface edges, which sort of complicates the model a little bit, makes it a little bit easier to read, and you can use this to adjust so that when we do our final rendering, we'll get something that looks like this. And I'm going to show you over the course of this project how to use the renderer in Rhino to create some really cool images and to create a really nice we're going to do a lot of work with rendering from within Rhino. So sit back and enjoy, and we're going to have a lot of fun learning how to do this, and you'll be able to apply it to a lot of the other things that you're working on. And I may work up some tutorials that show basically how you generate what I was talking about on the assignment board as your massing shape. This is like the first beginning root sort of like techniques that we use to generate what I like to call or refer to as our massing shapes. So enjoy.